Is this your longest video yet? You have seen nothing, my child. Hey, what is up, guys? Guitar Rock here. Welcome back to another long freaking video. Yes, this video will be one of the longest video you have ever watched. And usually most of my tournament videos, they are pretty long. Alright, so we're gonna dive in to the recent tournament season, alright, on the Asia server, and we're gonna analyze and have a look at them individually. Now, tournament season 7, I didn't really participate. I think I won like the first battle. That was because I managed to get Wi-Fi to work for that particular time. But I think onwards, and then I lost the second battle. Yeah, it's hard when you're not at home. It's quite hard to try to do this over bad internet connection per se. So, let's talk about the tournament season 7 itself. Basically, we have all the battles right here from R of 16 onwards. We're gonna check them out individually, give my thoughts and feedback, of course. Wow, 600 views, 97 views. Alright, so I have not seen them yet, so no spoilers. Look at that. If you have watched them before, basically there'll be a win on that particular winner's icon. So we're gonna have a look. So first up, we have Ragnar versus some Korean dude. Alright, can't pronounce that. Let's have a look. So Ragnar is my guildmate, so I'm a little biased, and also this user is a 2-time champion for tournament season, and I think it's the 3rd time right now because he did win 3 times already. So that is insane, man. Congratulations to Ragnar for winning the tournament 3rd time. So that is a lot of diamonds for him. So let's have a look what he has in this first match. So you can see his Cowley is not yet awakened, so I'm guessing he's using Cowley as a mid shield and to protect against Barbara as well. So that means Cowley without awakening will have no reflective counter, and of course you don't really need that, I guess. But it's an interesting strategy for sure. Grand Hill there, plus 10, Vital and Shield. Wow! 61%! Wow! 29%. Alright, that is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got runes on that. Okay, so enough with staring at other people's runes. It's not gonna make me feel any better. Alright, so let's go. First match of the day. Alright, so of course this user on the right, Korean, Chinese, Japan, I have no idea what that is. It looks like Korean characters. I could be wrong though. So we have Beliaf to Michaela. So this is something that you see very often in a regular arena as well. And then usually this will end up being an X formation based on what I see. So Beliaf will basically buff everyone including herself, and there's a chance of 5 skeletons to be present on the battlefield. Alright, so we have Refithea going to Michaela, going to Nartas. Alright, so double buff Nartas right there. Pretty insane. So Nartas ideally with 2 buffs basically one-shots everything, and Grand included, like Grand Hill there below plus 10, like Nartas with 2 buffs, especially Refithea and Michaela I'm talking about specifically. Good buffs can basically one-shot her. Yeah, the only thing that can stand in that chance is probably Lucius, or depending, he might go for Bomber in the mid lane. So he did not, he went for Vals. Now this is somewhat of an interesting approach. We have Vals going 3rd, so we know that Beliaf buffs. Michaela is gonna buff both Vals and Dalvi. So that means Vals will only get 1 buff. I'm not sure what plus is that Vals. I did not look at it earlier, but we're gonna have a look at it right after the battle because I can't click on it right now. I wish like they would give you an option to show the mercenaries from this particular screen itself. Alright, Dalvi going next, and wow, Chalkel's costume is cool. Chalkel's Gunter costume. Alright, so we have Refithea 2, 3. Okay, so Nartas, and then Dalvi, and of course Vals as well going there. Dalvi threatens that particular spot because Angelica is right there, right? Angelica is notorious for having 100% defense. So this means that most likely the user on the right will need to play something in front of Michaela, or else Angelica is gonna die. And he does. He went for Lucius. So that's what I will do as well. So Chalkel right there to protect from the lane in case in case Dalvi survive. Nartas hits everyone. Okay, Nartas will definitely hit everyone in this case because no one is gonna penetrate through that. So he does have Nartas on his own though. Number 7, position 7 though. Kind of weird. Chalkel position 8. Okay, I guess. Most likely Vals is gonna one-shot that Cowley at the bottom. I think that's gonna be the case. Okay, so we have Gran alongside with... Okay, that is interesting. Gran alongside with... Concentrated Fire, yes! So now Concentrated Fire is present. Okay, so here comes... I think Dalvi is gonna come first. Poof! Alright, 2% died. Enemy Dalvi and Vals. Okay, so that is insane. So this Vals is a plus 10. So plus 10 Vals one-shots Cowley, no problem. Alright, so Angelica died to the Chalkel. Taylor dies. Actually good. Actually, wow, that Grand just one-shotted. Who was that the Grand one-shotted? Nartas enemy. Poof. Alright, from this point onwards, yeah, I can see how this wins. I think the winning factor or decision making from Ragnar was placing the Zenith right there. Like that was that was actually smart. Actually smart. Okay, so first battle definitely interesting. Alright, so let's have a look at Chris Law versus Garento. Okay, so again, we're gonna have a look. Plus 15 Dalvi on both ends, am I right? No plus 15 Dalvi on Garento? Very interesting. Man, Garento's selection of mercenaries. Plus 15 Affair, Elijah plus 8. I mean, there is Endolin plus 10. Alright, that is pretty interesting. Yeah, considering that he's not having Dalvi. Okay, so this is something that I think is gonna definitely make for an interesting match for sure. Not sure what happened right there, so I'm gonna assume that one of them like did not participate or did not make it in time for the tournament. So it was a automatic win to one of them. And in this case, yeah, Garento got a free win. Alright, welcome NHK against this Chinese dude. Let's have a look. Lacklist plus 0 on both parties. Hanya plus 9. Veronia. Very interesting. Alright, okay. Okay, so we're starting off with Refithea to Valfern. Valfern. I mean, Valfern is still pretty good in the Novice. Did I say Novice? I mean Underground. Very good in the Underground arena, of course, tournament and things like that. But of course, if you were to use Valfern in the arena, regular arena, he's just falling off hard, real hard right now, and even harder in the next patch. So let's see. But I guess there might be some sort of strategy. Definitely not hard to counter Valfern. Just put a Cowley, Grand, some sort of taunt, and you're good to go. Alright, so 1, 2. So we're gonna have an Endolin buffing a Walia. So that will be interesting. A new approach. Alright. So 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is a Valfern and Mamonia abuser right here. Okay. Something that you don't see often. So we're gonna have a Mikila to Vals to Dalvi. So double buff Dalvi and Vals. Most likely Endolin is gonna get hit unless there's a Dalvi all the way at the back, just to prevent that. Okay, so there's a Zakan right. Wait a minute. Why is there a Zakan right? Oh, okay, because Dalvi is gonna go after Vals, and then he knows his Walia has taunt. So he's gonna force that Dalvi to hit Walia and Zakan. That's actually very smart. Alright, so after that, 3, 4, 5, Barbara first. Why Barbara first though? Barbara cannot do anything to a Valfern. So I have no idea why is the Barbara placed right there. But that Angelica most likely will be able to tank those hits that Mamone will throw at her. So that is good. Hanya. Oh, Hanya, Angelica at number 9. Now that is pretty interesting. Again, Zakan at the back of Mamonair just to counter the Angelica. Oof. This is tough, but there's a Livia in that same lane though. And there's no taunt. So at the end of the day, Mamone is gonna die from the Livia anyways. Unless that Mamone was able to one-shot Livia first. But we will see. Most likely that will not happen unless it's a super buffed and Assault Rage or some sort. Okay, Grand Heal there, yeah, Mamone was... Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one. Let's have a look. Vals hits Dalvi. Dalvi survives. Of course, Vals got Charm. No, she didn't get Charm because of immunity. So this is the one that I'm talking about. Zoop. Okay. Poof. Dalvi died. Angelica died. Zakans, man. Okay, that Mamone was enough. That was enough. Livia plus 10. Mamone plus 7. Okay, so looks like we know what the result is going to be. We know what result is going to be. Poof. There could be a chance that Welcome NHK might win this though. There's still chance because if everything was positioned in a good way in his Fox formation, in the favor of his Fox formation, so he might be able to do this. Oh no, Velfern, yes. Yes, fortunately fixed damage right there. At the end, gonna secure the win for the right player. GG. Okay, so next up, we have Vetriel again versus a Korean dude I can't pronounce the name. Japanese, I think. This looks like Japanese. Okay, so Angelica plus 15. I mean, are you guys seeing the pattern here? Looks like everyone that has climbed to R of 16 at least has an Angelica. Yeah, that seems to be the consistent thing moving forward. Okay, so Gran is... I mean, Angelica counters almost everyone. Of course, she can be countered as well, like you see with Zakans and things or whatnot. So let's have a look. Is this going to be a slightly different battle? Or is it going to have the same approach from both players? Oh, I see a Veronia costume from Vetriel. Alright, so we have a Refithea to Livia starting off on the right. That is something you don't see often, especially a Livia in the middle, exact middle just like that. Alright, so we have Livia to Refithea to Velfern. Alright, so Velfern is still commonly used, but do keep in mind none of these are the lower skill Velferns. These are invested Velferns. They are all at least plus 10s. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. We have Catherine, Velfern, Dalvi, and Angelica. So Angelica, I don't really condone this because Dalvi Angelica is in a bad spot. You can just put a Zakan, something like to counter both of them, ideally. So let's see if Vetriel is going to respond to that. So we have a Lucius in front to basically counter Dalvi in that case. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's interesting. Veronia is going to buff that Lian. So Lian is going to go in and hopefully... I'm not sure what Lian can do because Dalvi and Angelica both have 100% defense. So the target right there is the Velfern. Can Lian one-shot Velfern though? Possible, because buff Veronia's buff and Grenadier Refithea, so it might be possible. So Lucius right there. Alright, so that's to protect from Angelica. A very smart thing to do. Catherine is gonna come in hot. And of course we have Cowley all the way in front. Cecilia right behind her. I'm not sure if that Cecilia behind Cowley is a good thing. Because he's moving first, right? Livia is gonna one-shot Cowley alongside with Cecilia. So I'm not sure why is that Cecilia right there. Is there something that I'm not seeing? Or is he just not calculating, or he must have mistaken that he's not moving first? I don't know. Because Velfern, yes, you want Cecilia to counter Velfern, but Cowley is going to have taunt. So in round 2, that Livia, enemies, Vetriel's Livia is going to go in and hit that Cowley and Cecilia. So Velfern is going to go in then. So yeah, I don't see the point of that Cecilia being right there, to be honest. Let's see, I could be wrong. There's something that I'm not seeing. Alright, so we have a Barbara in the middle, just to get rid of the Cowley and Cecilia, hopefully. Yes, Barbara is a good counter to both of them. Okay, so let's see. Refithea. So the power of Lian right here. Zoop poof! Holy! It actually worked. That Velfern. Plus 10, plus 3. Oh, that's a plus 3 Velfern with Assault Runes. Alright, plus 3 Velfern with Assault Runes. Plus 10 Velfern with Vital Runes on Vatriel side. Like, Barbara just one-shotted both of them. Livia survives though. Zoop poof. Oh. So Livia did die to something. And this is the thing that I'm talking about. Velfern is gonna go in. Both fixed damage. Dalvi Angelica cannot resist those, unfortunately. Yes. So yeah, that part was kind of odd to me, that Cowley and Cecilia both next to each other. I'm not sure what was the choice or the thinking process behind that. I don't think that would have worked. Or maybe he ran out of time and he just got nervous at the end, so he just randomly placed that Cecilia right behind Cowley. That could be a thing as well, so you never know the reason of it. Regardless, moving on to the next battle, RSR Winji versus Magera. Let's have a look. I think I cheered for Magera, but we will have a look at the, again, Angelica plus 10. Alright, plus 10 on the left side. And is there an Angelica on the right? No, we don't have. But a plus 14, Prywen, Gran, 1 Vital, 1 Shield. Let's go. Holy, that Shield rune, man. And that Vital rune, man. Pretty good. Let's go. Let's jump into battles. Again, the Chalkle Gunter costume. Okay, so starting off with Beliaf to Michaela. So we're gonna know that there are plenty of skeletons surrounding the back. It's all about the back. How about you, RSR Winji? Finally, a names I can pronounce. Like both of these names. They are not Korean or Japanese or anything like that. Alright, so Livia to Beliaf. Both of these are Beliaf abusers. Man, Beliaf abuser versus Beliaf abuser. What happens when they meet each other? That will be interesting to see. Alright, so we have Nartas, Beliaf buffing Nartas, and Livia. So that would be an interesting approach. Okay, so we see a Chalkle. Again, Chalkle with Beliaf is just, the power of that is insane because you're getting 2 skeletons, essentially 2 bombs. Alright, so 2, 3. Okay, so we have a Catherine, we have a Livia, we have a Nartas, we have that Chalkle as well, that insane mage strategy. So let's see what is RSR Winji's response to that. Alright, so we have Lucius alongside with Dalvi, okay, and then Angelica at the bottom. So he just need to place, Magera just need to place like a Lucius at the bottom, and he's gonna be safe, I think, because Dalvi, Angelica, they will not be able to do anything to them. Or if he have a Zakan won't work, but maybe a Qwick might actually work. Let's see though. Nartas in the middle, that's gonna be scary. So the response was a Gran. So Dalvi is gonna die to Chalkle for sure. Alright, but can Dalvi one-shot Gran? If she can one-shot Gran, then there's another Dalvi on the other side. So after you hit bottom, you're gonna move to the top. Okay, so that's a smart move, I guess. And of course, we have Lucius just to take hits from the Livia. I guess that works. That's always one of the best things to do. Okay, so we have a Vals all the way at the back. So that's gonna be very scary. So that Vals is gonna be able to hit Magera's Catherine and Livia if that Grand dies. Let's see. Oof! Dalvi starting off, getting tank from Cowley. Zoop. Okay, so here comes the Gran. Okay, so Dalvi survive. I mean, Gran. But she won't be able to survive that. Okay, very smart. Just to get rid of all the skeletons. The entire row of skeletons. Here comes Livia. Oh, Nartas first. Poof. Oh, Nartas. Poof. Oh. Oh. This is insane. Oh, we got Nartas on RSR win G. Both of them have Nartas plus 12. GG. Oh, when you have Nartas versus Nartas, it's all about which Nartas goes first. And in that particular case, Magera went first. So he was snagged the victory right there. Easy win. So ideally, if you have a Nartas enemy, you know that Nartas is on that lane, I would say the best thing for you to do usually is just to place a Lucius in that lane to counter that Nartas. But I guess very exciting match, probably one of the best ones I've seen so far in the R of 16. Good job to both players. Okay, so next we have Galvador versus ABTLD. Oof. Let's see. I'm gonna assume there's Angelica's as well. Yes, Kyria plus 13. Okay. Okay, so he did have a Kyria. So no Angelica on the right. Am I right? There's a plus 9 Vels. There's a... and that's about it. Plus 10 Vels on the left side. Okay. Okay, so let's go. So Vals is extremely prominent in terms of the underground arena choices because she counters Beliaf formations. Like what you saw in the previous battle. Ideally, Vals clears skeletons like easily. So having her in your team gives you that security if you're fighting a Beliaf user, because Beliaf is something that's quite common as well. Alright, so Refithea to Michaela on the right, starting off good. Livia, Refithea to Velfran. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that's a tank Velfran because it's positioned slightly in front, but we're gonna see. Okay, Estella buffing Kyria. Now that is interesting. 1, 2, 3 4. Okay, so Gran will go first. So what can Galvador place in front to take hit from? He needs something that's relatively tanky, or else if he plays a squishy supporter right there, Gran might be able to one-shot that said supporter. So Angelica is right there. Okay. Okay. That is a good response. That is a good response. So Gran moves, taunt activated. Angelica is gonna go in and slice her up. Just the best counter ever, Angelica. Alright, so of course, afterwards, we see a Kyria move. So Kyria, I'm not sure. The best counter to do that is just to place something like a Cecilia in between that Velfran and Anastasia. So that might be coming. Anastasia all the way in front though. I guess that could work because she doesn't really need buff in terms of if she really needs to take care of Stella and Kyria. She does not need any buff. Alongside with Nartas as well. So that could be a very scary thing for ABTLD. So the only way for him to counter this is to put something in front of Nartas. But then again, you know, he had to place 2 units in front of Nartas, maybe Cecilia in the skip. That's going to be very hard. So let's have a look. So we have a Lacklist. Okay, that might be able to help things a little bit for ABTLD. So Anastasia might end up hitting Lacklist. Not sure how the calculation works, but it could lead towards Lacklist having the taunt by then. So for let's see, Dalvi is gonna hit Lucius, and there's Chalkel. Let's see if this works. I don't think the Lacklist will have the taunt up, right? I could be wrong though. There's a Zakan right there, just to counter the Nartas, I assume. Or Kyria as well. Yeah, Kyria in that case. So Gran goes first. Pong. And we have everything buff. And Angelica. Zoop. Easy one shot. Zoop. Whoa! Kyria killed that Velfran. Velfran is plus 10 with 2 vital. Alright, so Kyria does have double buff. Plus 13 Kyria. That's gonna be enough. Alright, this Gran is extremely scary. Here comes Nartas. Here comes... Poof. Alright, that is it. Oh, the counter, man. The counter from Chalkel. Kyria can't one-shot Gran. Yeah, that's impossible. Even a plus 15 Kyria can't. Alright, so I think the victor is clear right here. Alright, so 1 Lucius and 2 support. There's no way for ABTLD to come back from that. But yeah, GG. That Livia wasn't a +10. I don't think he should have placed a Lucius. Yeah, not sure if he really needed the Lucius right there. He could have placed a Lucius in the bottom lane as opposed to the top, because that Livia wasn't a +10. But again, good match. Alright, so we have 2 more matches for hour of 16. Honaka versus Mr. Lauvia. Let's have a look. Okay, Elijah user right here. Nartas Santa's costume. And a Belaf user on the left. Honaka guys. Okay. Livia, Gran, Elijah, Dalvi. Okay, so I think that Elijah in the front might not be the best choice, because knowing that he can just play someone who is debuff immune and that person will not be affected by Elijah's concentrated fire. But we will see. He can just counter with a bomb, I guess, or just a Lucius. If it's a Lucius, then what, right? You're not really countering anything. But let's see. It's a Gran. Alright, so Gran definitely cannot be concentrated fired. So that's not going to apply to her. She's going to reflect it back onto Elijah herself. That's going to be really scary. That's going to be really scary. So Elijah herself will receive the concentrated fire in return. Holy, the reflect, man. The reflect. Making use of Gran like that. Sneaky. Okay, so we have Taylor going in. Barbara is gonna most likely try to take on the Gran head on. And then we have a Lacklist in front. Lucius. I'm not sure I like the formation from Mr. Lavia, because he's leaving the middle lane empty. But that means Nartas is going to go bottom. So let's have a look if this works out for him. Kyria again. Alright, we have to slow it down. So Kyria is +3. So let's see. Will the Kyria strategy work? Okay, so buff. No Angelica to counter that Gran, unfortunately. But let's see. Nartas charges up. Oof. Barbara traded. So that was a worth trade, I guess. Again, concentrated fire. Now it's applied to her. Okay, so she died. I think that could have been planned better, I guess. After the concentrated fire, something else happens. Okay, so Taylor is at the bottom. Okay, Kyria didn't end up doing anything right there because of the curse from Cecilia. Therefore, you ideally always want Kyria to have that stats weakening immunity. So I think Mr. Lavia is gonna win this because, oh wow, and I thought that Gran was gonna have the taunt active. So this Gran is a +9, okay. So at that point, why did oh, because Cowley is right there. I was wondering why did Olivia move bottom and not hit Gran. So at this point onwards, looks like Honaka might win this, but I'm not sure. Let's see if that Nartas Zoop. Oh, Cecilia. Okay. Oh no. Oh no, that was so close. Holy, that Dalvi just switched back to a human form. If that was a fixed form, that difference in that turn, man, Honaka would have won that. Wow, that battle was insane, man. It was so close. Clutch moment right there. Okay, so the last match for hour of 16, Kaiba Frost versus Rurufu. Okay, have a look. Again, Angelica +14. She's everywhere, man. She's everywhere. Barbara, okay, with a Zenith and Lacklist. Those are very good counters. Zenith on the left. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at this battle. Alright, starting off with Michaela to Nartas. This is something that's very common. I'm guessing there's no Refithea. Refithea to Michaela. Oh! Asmut! Our first Asmut abuser right here. In the RL16 match. I think this is the first match, right? That we watched today. From the first battle till now, we do not have anyone that deploys Asmut. I think I've seen some in the selection, but this is the first from Kaiba Frost to actually utilize an Asmut. So let's have a look. Okay, so we have a Grand in the middle. So that is a good counter to Asmut. Ideally, it could be a trade 1 for 1, but if Asmut can take out that Grand just like that, I think it's a worthwhile trade because Grand is one of the harder ones to take care of. But he does have Angelica, right? So that could be a thing that, but I guess because of his positioning, enemy saw it coming first, Barbara and Dalvi. So we have like one warrior on each of the lane. That's gonna be hard to tank against. Let's have a look. So Dalvi in the middle, Angelica as well. Okay. So he's having all the offensive units stacked up in the middle. Cowley on top. I'm not sure what's the purpose of Cowley on top. I guess Lucius should have been better. I'm not sure if he has Lucius though. Lucius would have been better for sure because Nartas and Dalvi is in that lane. I would have placed a Lucius for sure, but let's see. Maybe he will place a Lucius afterwards. Chalker, Lucius. Oh, Zakan. No! Why? Rurufu! Oh, he made the wrong choice. Why is he placing a Zakan and Chalker right next to Gran when Asmut is gonna hit? Oh my god. He must have forgotten that. Alright, this is something you guys need to learn. Pay attention to this. These mistakes that he's doing. Alright, so Asmut, bombs does not work on him. Alright, so same goes for Cecilia as well. Cecilia does not absorb AoE from Asmut. Asmut is a supporter. A lot of rules like those that apply to warriors doesn't apply to him. So keep that in mind. So if you place Zakan and Chalker right next to Gran, they're both gonna die from Asmut's AoE as well. So this is a big, huge mistake. You're just letting them off away. He should have placed both Zakan and Chalker back by one tile, but I have no idea what was that. Is he just giving up at this point? Okay, so Cecilia to take hits from Barbara. Okay, cool choice. And we have Dalvi going first. So Cowley is gonna take hits from Dalvi, no problem. That's gonna be something that's very common. Look at this. So Asmut is just gonna one-shot, I believe, all three of them. Okay, so Gran survive. That is interesting. That is interesting. But again, that Zakan and Chalker literally did nothing right there. So he must have forgotten that particular thing. Okay, so we have Gran. I'm surprised that Gran almost takes no... Plus 12 Gran. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. If that was a plus 8, she might have died. Plus 12 though. Survives. Alright, so it's good thing to note that plus 12 Gran survives Asmut. Here comes Nartas. Okay, so Livia is gonna do nothing to that Lucius, of course. And of course, oh, this is not looking good actually. Oh man, if only the Angelica was plus 12, then both Barbara and whoever that is would have died. Michaela. Oh no! Oof! Ah, big oof right there. Yeah, I think Kaiba Frost does not have Lucius. Or else, if he plays a Lucius all the way in top as opposed to Cowley, that would have been way better. Wait, he does have Lucius. Oh, he does have Lucius. Okay. So why did he not use Lucius though? That is a Monka right there. It's a Monka Why did he not use Lucius in the top as opposed... Why would he use Cowley? I have no idea. I feel like Lucius would have worked better right there. And he could have won if he placed Lucius in the top. But regardless, both of them did make mistakes. Rurufu specifically, he placed like Zakan and Chalker right next to that Gran. Basically did nothing. But yeah, fortunately he still wins at the end. Or else that would have been a pretty costly mistake for sure. Alright, so moving on to the R of 8 matches. Let's see what do we have. Alright, first up we have Garento versus Rurufu. Alright, the guy that we just watched. Hopefully he learned from his mistakes. Not to... I don't think there's any more S mode users. That might be the only S mode that we have seen so far. Alright, so Garento is the one with Nefer, plus 15, and of course a Nartas as well. Plus 14 Nartas Pog. He just need the soul gear. Just need the soul gear to plus 15. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, so we're starting off with Michaela to Nartas. Yes, I remember, this guy does not have any Refithea, but he does have a pretty strong Grand at plus 12. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. This is interesting. Pay attention to this. Usually, most of the time, players will go for Refithea first. But in his case, he went for a Nartas first. And I'm not sure I like it because, like in this case, he knows Rurufu is going first, right? Rurufu, usually the user on the right will attack first. So therefore, his Nartas will have the advantage. But yet, he's placing his Nartas and Velfen right there. So that means, it's telling me one thing. He's going to place a Cecilia to take hits from the Nartas. And if Rurufu, man, it's so hard to pronounce Rurufu's name, but Rurufu, if he can catch on to that, he knows that Cecilia is coming in that frontal, he needs to do something about it. Either he has a very hyper buff Dalvi to get rid of her, I don't know. But let's see, what's the reaction right here. Alright, so we have a Dalvi. Oh, he does have a Barbara, so that's gonna be a good counter. That's gonna be a good counter. So let's have a look. A Stella as well, okay. Okay, so Cecilia, I told you guys, I saw it coming. Cecilia is gonna be there to take hits from that Nartas. But in this case, Rurufu did see it coming. So therefore he has Barbara right there to take care of Cecilia. So we're gonna have a look. I think at the end of the day, Elijah, not sure what she's gonna do. I think if Rurufu plays something like a Lucius in front, he won. He basically won. Like there's just no contest. But let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, Cowley though. Oh, Garento. He knows. He knows. Rurufu knows that he knows. He knows Rurufu is gonna counter with the Barbara. Therefore, he has Cowley at fort. Wow. So Barbara is gonna end up hitting Cowley, not Cecilia. So that's gonna be a problem. That Cecilia is gonna be alive to take hits from Nartas. Wow. The counter-thinking, big brain move right here. Alright, let's have a look. Zakan. We have Lucius. And then, like, that shows how dominant they are with the top lane. Like, they are just like, I'm not going to give up on this lane. I'm going to try my best to counter every single unit you can place. Like, usually for me, if I see like a Nartas right there, I just give up on that lane. You can take my whoever that's on the lane, I'm going to place in the middle and bottom lane. But these two guys, they're going for it, man. They're going for it. The top lane, they're going to protect it no matter what. They're going to hold on to it. That's the best they can. Alright, so Barbara, I think Rurufu is not going to make it because Barbara is going to end up hitting that Cowley. So that is going to be a big no-no. But let's see. Elijah is going to die to Zakan. Not sure what the Cecilia is going to be able to do. I mean the Angelica. Because Angelica will most likely hit that Stella in that case. In that case, Nartas is still going to end up only hitting... Okay, so Rurufu does have a secure method still. Because looking at the positioning so far, alright, look at this. Rurufu is moving first. So he will have like 1, 2, 3, Dalvi goes, and then it's Garento's turn. Garento as Cowley goes first, and then Barbara is going to one-shot Cowley. And then, this is where it gets interesting. So Garento's move, Elijah is going to die from Zakan, I assume. Alright, and then we will have Angelica gonna go in and one-shot that Stella. So what can we expect on round 2? So here's the thing. So again, we're gonna have a Nartas going first. So Garento Cecilia is gonna die, and then Garento will have his Nartas move first, and Rurufu's Cecilia is gonna die. So both of them will have the Cecilia sacrificing each other for the Nartas. And man, it's going to be exciting. But I think Garento is going to lead because of that Velfern right there. Unless Gran can redirect the attacks away. Let's have a look. Laclis and Lucius. Oh my god, this is intense. Let's see. Okay, so we have Nartas, Dalvi. Okay. Here comes the moment of truth. Cowley taunt. Barbara will get rid of that Cowley. So that's what most likely will happen. Okay. So, Elijah died to Zakan. Cecilia hit Cecilia. So Angelica get rid of Stella. So this is the thing that I'm talking about. Rurufu might have an edge. I do believe that Gran will redirect the taunt away from Velfern. Alright, so in that case, Nartas hit Cecilia. And enemy Nartas hit Cecilia as well. So both Cecilia died. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that's gonna make Rurufu have an edge. That Gran. That freaking Gran. That Gran heal there just saved him. Look at that. Alright, from this point onwards, Nartas, he won. Let's have a look. Most likely it's a plus 12 Nartas? Yes. Boop! One whole lane dead. Alright, GG. Rurufu, with the big brain smart moves, actually winning the match. I mean, like, it's in your favor, ideally, as a Nartas abuser, if you are the first to go. Like, that's just how it is. It's in Rurufu's favor right there because he's the first to go. Like, Nartas is just so huge. His impact is so huge, especially when you go first. Like, if you can get rid of enemy Nartas, there's no way. There's no way you can do anything about it. But GG, that was a satisfying match. It was insane to see them holding on to both that lane, that top lane in particular. Okay, so next up we have Mr. Lauvia versus this Chinese, or is it Chinese? Yes, could be. Characters. Let's have a look. Alright. So Mr. Lauvia is going first. Again, Refithea to Nartas. You see Nartas right there. Just don't place your Nartas in the top lane. Like, don't try to fight it. Alright, so I don't think that's gonna work in your favor most of the time, because no matter what, enemy Nartas is gonna go first. If you want to counter, place you know, maybe a Chalker or something that can try and get rid of the Nartas. Don't try to put your Nartas and then block with the Cecilia. I don't think it's gonna be able to work in your favor. Like, look at that. He just literally did this Refithea to Velfern. GG, Mr. Lauvia is gonna win. I think Mr. Lauvia is gonna win. Like, most of the time, it's not gonna be in your favor if you try to protect that lane in this method. Alright, so we have, even if he has Cecilia, nah, it's not gonna work. Let's see. Gran, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Angelica is gonna go in and hit that Lucius. In that case, Dalvi will die to Zakan. Yeah, because he wanted Angelica to hit Gran, but then he ended up placing Zakan in front. So that's gonna be a big problem. And I don't think that Vals can take care of any of them. Vals plus 10 usually will have enough damage to get rid of Gran. Granted that Gran is not plus 15 or something, but let's have a look. Hanya. Okay, so that's an interesting approach. Let's have a look. Okay, again, Mr. Lauvia is going first. His Nartas will always have the advantage. Psiang. Oh my god. How do you not protect? I did not notice that. How do you not protect anyone? Vals is pretty squishy. Alongside with that Refithea. Michaela just got one-shotted by that Gran. Okay. So in this case, wow. If only Hanya was stronger. Look at that. Nartas surviving with 500 HP. If only Nartas was slightly buffed more, or maybe have better runes, that Hanya was a plus 9 as well. It was a plus 9. That was unfortunate. Imagine if that Hanya was a plus 10. I'm not sure what he gets at plus 10 for Hanya. Does he get more damage? But imagine that 500 HP Nartas would have been dead. Alright, so next up, Ragnar against Vetriel. This is going to be a fun match to watch for sure. Okay, so Livia to Refithea. Very interesting start. I'm guessing a Nartas is gonna come in real soon next. Ragnar is moving second. So Vetril has not exposed his Nartas yet, or does he even have Nartas? I didn't notice that earlier. But let's have a look. He might... Okay, he's not a Nartas abuser. He's the Veronia to Lian abuser. Very unique strategy actually. Yeah, you don't see that often, Veronia to Lian. I guess Veronia's huge buffs give Lian that insane amount of damage. Lian is the only bomber that actually has debuff immunity. So you're not going to be afraid of like stats weakening or anything of those kind of things. So Velfen, Chalkel, just to protect against, just to get rid of the Nartas, to trade with the Nartas, I assume. But let's see if there's something that's going to come in front. Alright. So we have a Cecilia all the way at the back to protect against that hyper buff Lian. So that's a smart move. Taylor. Okay. So that Taylor is going to force Vetril to put something in front. All the way in front of that Lian. Could be a Lucius, could be anything. Cowley. That is going to be interesting. Okay, let's have a look. So, he used Gran to protect from Taylor. I guess Gran should be able to survive a Taylor's... I guess depends on how strong the Taylor's buffs are. And depends on how strong the Gran is. But plus 15 Gran should be able to survive. Alright, regardless, Angelica is going to go. Position 7 right there. Okay. So, I don't think the favor is going to be in... Angelica is so good in getting rid of Cowley. And in this case, yes, the Angelica will definitely take care of that Cowley from Ragnar. So let's have a look. What's the response? We have a Vals at the end. Okay. Okay. So cool. Let's have a look. Not sure why is the Gran right there. Isn't Livia just going to one-shot her? Or maybe that's the purpose. Okay, Lian goes in. Trade 1 for 1. And then we have a Michaela. Buffing Nartas. Asmund goes first. No, Cowley goes first. Angelica take care of Cowley. Taylor. Oh, that was a trade. 1 for 1 trade. Boof. Oh no, that Refithea alongside with Livia just died. Okay, so that was a good calculation. If that's the case, I don't think there's anything that Vetril can do from this point onwards. It looks like this Nartas is going to take care of everyone. Perhaps the Angelica shouldn't have been positioned right there. That could have been a huge difference. Imagine if the Angelica was placed perhaps at the bottom lane. Take hit from that Vals, right? That would have been huge, I think. But at this point onwards, let me see. Is double vital plus 10? Yeah. GG. Alright, that was a good match for sure. Not as exciting as the previous one because it was like more dominant towards one user, but still a fun one to watch. Galvador versus Megara. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, Angelica plus 12 on the left. Okay, again a Lian. Power of Lian, man. I really need to start incorporating Lian in my underground formation. I love using Zakan and Qwix, like I just can't get rid of them. But either way, Lian. Okay, so this formation, we've seen this before. A Beliaf to Michaela at the back. That is something different from Galvador, I think. He didn't approach it this way the first time around. Olivia, and then a Refithea to Velfern. Nartas at the bottom. Okay. So for me, if I see Nartas at the bottom, I'll just ditch that bottom lane. Let that Velfern die. Like, don't even try to protect it. He might though, let's see. And depending on the strategy, it might actually work. But regardless, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So a lot of mages from Megara's end. Again, Nartas, we have Michaela, we have Livia. It's just, and they are all buff with Beliaf as well. So we're gonna expect skeletons forming real soon. Okay, a Chalkel on the top. That is actually very good. Just to take hits from that Livia. So therefore, Livia is gonna die to that Chalkel because she will end up hitting Lucius and Chalkel is within the range. Unless Megara is willing to place another skip tile for, yeah, unless it was Katarine first. But in this case, he went with Livia first. So in that case, Angelica might one-shot Livia as well. So depending on what's the approach. It's really scary for Megara as well because Val's number 5, if you're not careful, she's gonna end up hitting everyone. If she's plus 10, that is. Okay. He has to play someone at the back. Does he not? Wow. He's not gonna place anyone at the back. 1, 2, 3. There's no taunt. Okay, there is a taunt. Okay, Walia is taunt. Okay, that makes sense. So that means Vals will end up hitting Walia, as opposed to Katarine, Michaela, and Livia. So that's gonna be less scary, I guess. The Chalkel all the way at the back, I assume is gonna take care of the Angelica. Assuming that Vals can take care of Livia, which most likely she will. So that's gonna be the case. Smart move. How about the next one? Zakan to Anastasia. I like the Anastasia approach. Zakan take care of Dalvi. Alright, that's a real perfect counter. So in that case, Galvador is going to be able to do it. Dalvi, poof. Okay, the Anastasia will get rid of both that Nartas and Katarine. Just like that. Okay. Okay. Zoop, poof. Trade 1 for 1. Alright. Livia. Nice Anastasia right there. Nice Anastasia. Here comes the Livia. Oh, so yeah, in that case, it counts the turn towards the skeletons. And I think at this point, GG, winner is going to be Galvador. Alright, I don't see how Megara can come back from this. But yeah, that was intense with all the bomb placements for Zakan, Chalkel. It was very smart for both of them actually. So yeah, the power of Zakan, the power of Chalkel. I still prefer Q-Week though over the other two, but that's just a preference thing, I guess. But regardless, now we can move on to the last 2 matches out of 4. Mr. Lavia versus Ruru Fu. Okay, let's go. Let's have a look at the first match. This is gonna be interesting. Again, we've already seen basically all the mercenaries they have. It's just going to be about the strategy. Okay, so we have Michaela, Nartas. Again, you see Ruru Fu having Nartas in the top lane. That has served him well so far. Alright, so I'm expecting Mr. Lavia to counter that. Mr. Lavia, hopefully he'll be more alert and he won't try to like take that lane and put his Nartas in the top lane. As opposed, just play something like a Lucius on top. That's going to be a much better choice, I think. And yes, he went with Nartas at the bottom. Okay, so that's going to be a smart thing to do, I think. So let's see what's the response right here. Oh, a Nia. So that means he can't really place a Lucius as well. So that's not going to be easy. With unless you went with Zakan to counter that Nia and then a Lucius afterwards. So that's still counterable. It's not like impossible to counter. So let's see what's the response from Mr. Lavia. Most likely he's gonna do that. He's gonna place a Zakan to counter Dalvi. What about Nia? Well, can Nia one-shot Grand though? Depending on that has happened to me before because my Grand is below plus 12. But I'm not sure about Mr. Lavia's Grand's skill level. So that could be different. Okay, Grand in front. Okay, so that's an interesting approach. Lucius at the bottom. So we know with that approach, we're gonna have some sort of strategy. Both have Zakans just to counter each other's Dalvi. I like it, but man, this counter Dalvi thing, man. Just wasting one spot just to counter Dalvi. I guess that's worth it. Yeah, so I'm not sure that Grand is there. What can Mr. Lavia do? He still can place 2 more units. So if he can place, if he has a Q-Week and Lucius is gonna serve pretty well at the top lane. So let's see if he went with that. Oh, he went with, wow, Wilhelmina. That's an interesting one. Okay, let's have a look at this approach from Mr. Lavia. So, okay, Nia did not one-shot Gran because that Gran was a +9. I think the buff was not strong enough. Okay, so both Dalvis died right there. Barbara. Oh. Oh, that is interesting. Nartas. Poof. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here comes Livia. Here comes Livia. Get rid of Gran just like that. Okay, that was a +9, I assume. +9 Livia. Alright, GG. GG, Mr. Lavia is gonna take it. Yeah, that's the correct way to approach things when you see an enemy Nartas in front. Ideally, just don't try to take on that lane if they are going first, that is. Okay, so next up, Galvador versus Ragnar. Let's have a look. Okay, Refithea to Michaela on the right. Livia to Refithea to Valfran. Cool. Very interesting and cool approach right there. Okay, and then we have Nartas, Asmod, Chalkel to Vals. Interesting. Okay, again, Livia to, let's see, Refithea to Valfran. So that enemy Vals from Ragnar is gonna just aim for that Refithea, I guess. So that will be interesting to see. Oh. And Anastasia though. Anastasia. That is interesting. That is interesting. So she will hopefully take care of that Michaela and Chalkel, granted that Ragnar did not place anything in front or in between that Vals and Michaela. So let's see. So far, I think that Lilian blocking that Asmod is a good choice for sure. I would prefer that Dalvi to be there, to be honest, but yeah, Dalvi, it's not worth sacrificing Dalvi because Nartas is right there. So that Livia is like sacrificial Livia from Galvador, pretty much. That Livia will have to go. Okay, so this time we have Dalvi, Gran and the Lucius at the back. Huh, Lucius all the way at the back. What can that Lucius do though? Yeah, I'm trying to think what can that Lucius do. Because ideally, why not place Lucius in the middle to take hits from the Angelica instead? Why Lucius at the back? Is there something that I'm not seeing? Let's see. I have no idea, to be honest. But from what I'm seeing, Anastasia is going to hit Vals and Dalvi, and she's going to get Charm. So Gran is going to go first, 8. And most likely Angelica will one-shot that Gran. Most likely. We're going to have a look at that. And in that particular case, not sure what's the point of that Chalker. Oh, the Chalker is to counter the Angelica. But won't that Gran has Taunt first? I don't know, it's a bit confusing. I'm not going to calculate it right now because this video has been very long. I've been watching like what, 20 matches so far. So, I think from this point onwards, it's just gonna be, oh, another Gran and Chalkel. Alright, good approach. Let's see. Both Nartas is gonna die to each other's Chalkel. Very interesting approach. Okay, so here's the thing. Vals take care of Refithea, Anastasia, got countered, got charm. Dalvi move in first and take care of the Dalvi. Okay, prediction did not went according to plan, I think. Okay, that is very scary. The Valfran though. What can the Valfran do? Is Valfran strong enough to one-shot that Gran? If it's a double assault, it should be. But it's not, it's double vital. Poof! Died to Chalkel. Boom! Does not die to Chalkel, but decent chunk of damage. Okay. So from this point onwards, that was very close, man. Galvador's Gran is died. Oh! Galvador's Gran died. Okay, so Asmod will do nothing to Angelica. Okay, they are both positioned in a way where Dalvi just one-shots both of them. GG. If Dalvi is already dead from Ragnar, would he still win that match? Yeah, things would have been different, I think. But because his Dalvi was alive, he was the victor. But regardless, moving on to the last match of tournament season 7. Basically, Mr. Lavia and Ragnar. I've already watched this, but let's have a look at it again. I think it's going to be a fun one. So far, I think Mr. Lavia has consistently placed his Elijah in every single match. So that would be an interesting approach. I would love to see that in this one as well. So we have Refithea to Michaela. Okay, so Refithea to Nartas to Livia. Okay, so we have... Oh, an add-in! Add-in! That's gonna be epic, man. Nartas. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so add-in is the first one to move. So Mr. Lavia can just place like a Zakan in front to counter the add-in. So not sure why he went for add-in though. Yeah, I guess he really want to take care of the Refithea, just to get rid of her immediately because she's a nuisance. Mr. Lavia could have placed a Dalvi in front as well to protect, but we'll see. I have a feeling, I could be wrong, I have a feeling that the Asmod will be able to one-shot the Refithea. If that was a +10 from Ragnar, I'm not sure, but we'll have a look. Refithea and Michaela buff. It should be enough. Alright, so we do see a Wilhelmina, but I've no idea why. Maybe Mr. Lavia is predicting that he's gonna see a Lucius at the bottom. And there's no Lucius from Ragnar. How about Mr. Lavia? What will he place? A Lucius in front. Okay. So, this is gonna be an interesting one. Let's watch it as half speed. So we're gonna have the Asmod going first. So both Lucius and Refithea is alive, and then add-in going in. So Refithea dead, Lucius alive. So Refithea is dead now because this time add-in will not die from anything, right? Okay, so she died to Gran. The Anastasia just one-shotted the Gran. Wow, that's a lot of things that I wouldn't have predicted. And I think from this point onwards it's GG, because I think Mr. Lavia should have placed his Refi in a safer spot. If his Refi was in a safer spot and she didn't die, the reflective counter is gonna render. It's gonna make a lot of things. I guess it's not much of a huge impact, but that Nartas just one-shots everybody in that lane from that point onwards. Alright, from this point onwards, yeah, the Nartas is gonna one-shot everybody in that lane, so there's no point to commentate anymore. So GG to Ragnar! He's the victor. Zoop poof! I think things could have gone slightly differently if Mr. Lavia did not try to like dominate the top lane with all your... Like, I think with the Nartas meta right now, ideally you don't want to have this two-line formation. This is very bad. Like I would say try to spread out your units in Underground Arena, especially because you know Nartas is just there to basically one-shot everyone, the entire lane. So using that two-lane formation, leaving the middle empty, that's not something that I would highly recommend to most players proceeding in the Underground Arena. But regardless, again, congratulations to Ragnar. So hopefully you new players can learn a thing or two in terms of the matches right here. So one thing to note, he did not even use Lucius in that last final match. And I think Ragnar doesn't favor Lucius over Gran Hill there, from what I've seen. Consistently, he has chosen his Gran over Lucius. So in a lot of matches, sometimes you just have to forego that Lucius. Like if there's no need for you to use him, you don't have to use him. Like don't have to force yourself to use him. In a lot of cases, Gran is going to have that both reflect debuff, just the better counter and things of whatnot, be able to tank a lot of hits much better. Alright guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like. I know it's a rather long video, not sure if any of you guys stayed till the end, and if you do, let me know in the comments below. Would love to hear it from you guys. Let me know your thoughts of the Season 7 tournament on Asia server. As always, have a nice day. Goodbye.
Now I remember you and me. and how careless we
Yeah.
be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us, like a good drug, never enough.
We'd hook up in my car, driving so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your art, let down our guards, think with our hearts, stare at the stars, we would never